I love me a good, quiet Sunday morning. It's nice and peaceful, and after just a quiet night last night, it's nice. Not everything absolutely needs to be wild and extravagant to enjoy yourself. It really doesn't. Honestly, you're able to come up with your own entertainment, and that's honestly really cool in of itself. But in any case, good morning and happy Sunday, everybody. I'm sorry. Happy Sunday. Okay, well, got to thinking a lot about it yesterday, and I talked about, Shakespeare and how I really have only read or heard of like 7 different things of his canonical work, but and I know I've stated many times in the past that reading's just not my thing. It's not. It's just boring. So I've never read Lord of the Rings. I've never read Hunger Games. Of course, I've never read Harry Potter. But, I've seen the movies. And I know they're not 100% accurate to the books, but that doesn't mean I wasn't entertained by them. Honestly, I guess that was really it for me. It's not that I hated reading, just it didn't entertain me. Like, I need something like fluid movement or like direction or something like that to really get me excited or invested into something that's supposed to entertain people. In a way, it's kind of why I make these videos, because, in a way, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've never been actually bored making these videos. In fact, again, this whole thing started off just taking a leap of faith on January 1st, 2018, and now I've done this so long, I've been doing it long enough to turn this into a habit 12 times. Actually, yeah, 12. Oh, actually, I'm wrong. It's actually 10 and 2/3 times. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry, it's still early in the morning, and I'm good at math, but not that good where I can just think it up on the fly. So, yeah, I've actually been catching up on, a few things, and the people I work with around here are pretty solid. In their free time, what they do is, they'll go home and watch, or binge watch shows on Netflix like Orange is the New Black or Shameless. Shows like those, which, I mean, I do have a Netflix, I just never really use it. Unless it's like for movies or something or whatever. Anyway, what else is there to talk about? Well, let's see. Although, it's actually been a decent while since I talked to my folks last night. Believe it or not, last night my folks went with my grandfather on my mother's side to the Pleasant Valley Inn up in Amherstport. Remember the Keuka's Baker's Culinary Dozen, or QKBCD? Is in the 13 best places to get a bite to eat on Keuka Lake. Pleasant Valley Inn, that is one of them. And for those of you who are new to this, well, actually, you know what, I'll do the 13 some other time, but the Pleasant Valley Inn is one of them, and it's actually kind of a funny story, because another place on Keuka Lake that's among the 13 is known as simply the Valley Inn. Yes, there's the Valley Inn and the Pleasant Valley Inn. 2 different places. So you're probably asking yourself, well, what's the difference? Actually, there's a significant difference. In terms of, like, atmosphere, at least. I mean, no matter what, you're going to get a good bite to eat. In fact, I've said this many times in the past, the Valley Inn has among the best wings you can get on Keuka Lake. Oh yeah, they are that good. Although where the Valley Inn is rather far out of the way from in Branchport, New York. So it is going to be a bit of a drive, and it's even longer due to the fact that the best way to get there is via Westlake Road, and you can only go 35 miles an hour on that road, partly because cops are everywhere on that road. And plus, if you know that road, you know you have basically a guardrail that keeps you from falling essentially into the lake, and a giant hill mountain wall type area. Basically, it's for the sake of safety, which I'm all for safety. I'm never gonna question any of that. What else is there? Oh yeah, right. I was talking about the anyway. The Valley Inn is actually more of a kind of like a biker's joint, if you will. Kind of like a bar, like good bar food. You have good burgers, good sandwiches, and it's one of those bars where they have like a working popcorn machine. So just go there, get a bunch of popcorn, just be like umph. It's just have yourself a good time there. But the Pleasant Valley Inn, this is more of a quiet, sort of intimate, in a way romantic atmosphere. Basically, this is the place you take someone on a romantic date, which I hope to do one day myself as soon as I get a girlfriend. Sometimes it really is tough being single, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to lie. But if day 45 proved anything, is that I never let stuff like that get me down. So, there is that, I suppose. What else is there? Oh, right, I was actually going to talk a little more about, sorry, I actually how did I go from reading to Keuka Lake and then back to reading? Because I was going to talk about how, just because I don't like reading doesn't mean there haven't been, like, great books I've ever read. In fact, I've read stuff like The Grapes of Wrath, or Raisin in the Sun, or The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Interesting fact about F. Scott Fitzgerald that you might know or you might not know. F. Scott Fitzgerald was a descendant of Francis Scott Key. Who was Francis Scott Key, you might ask? Francis Scott Key was the one who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner. It's funny. In a way, both Francis Scott Key and F. Scott Fitzgerald, for what they did, Francis Scott Key writing the Star-Spangled Banner, and F. Scott Fitzgerald writing The Great Gatsby, signifies the process of the American dream. I mean, when you think about it, when you arrive in America, either you're born in America or you come from an immigrant, you start with nothing. And our founding fathers really did have nothing when they first arrived here. Really, after they declared independence from Great Britain, they were on their own. They had nothing. So they had to make do with whatever it is they had or could come up with on the fly. Because when you think about it, technically all songs have been made up on the fly. So the Star-Spangled Banner really is one of those instances where it was made up on the fly. Although as long as I'm talking about the Star-Spangled Banner, might as well get this in. America! Okay, so. Okay, one more. USA, USA, USA. Okay, I'm done. So, there's that. And you have The Great Gatsby, where, again, the title, the book's namesake is basically the richest guy in, sorry, I know it takes place, like, in the, like, East Coast, like New York City type area. So I'm just gonna say the Charles Gatsby. Yeah, I think it was Charles Gatsby. Was it? I'm sorry, it's been quite a long time since I read it. But basically, the main point is the great. I'm just gonna call him the Great Gatsby because that's technically what he's might as well have been called, because he was basically like the richest guy, there was in the story. He had everything, and when you live in America and you have everything you ever wanted or asked for, while also working hard for it, of course, that is the American dream. And it really can mean that for a lot of people. For some, it could basically becoming, rich off of whatever it is they do. Or whether you not make a living, you're still doing something that you love to do. Take these videos, for instance. I love making these videos. I haven't been gotten paid for them or anything, but that doesn't mean I don't like to do them. I love doing these. And if what I said on day 222 is any indication, I plan on doing this for a very, very long time. Till probably the day I die, which, again, is hopefully not for a very, very, very long time. But, yeah, it's never going to stop. So, in a way, bottom line is, whether you're, if you're an historical, you know what? This is a funny way to look at it. If you have the word Scott as like part of your middle name, apparently you personify the American dream. I guess. I really have no idea where to go with that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. It's in the morning, and it's a nice Sunday morning. As we all know, the weekend is almost over, but that doesn't mean you have to let it get you down. I'm not gonna let it get you down. I mean, you got preseason football going on. You have college football's on the horizon. Yeah, you ready for that? And then I am a little upset that my Cowboys couldn't beat the 49ers. I guess, in a way, Jimmy Garoppolo is still undefeated. For now. Just because the Cowboys... it's only preseason, so it doesn't really matter, but we had them. Although I can say this to you fellow Dallas Cowboys fans, I think we can all agree, Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, they look good. Honestly, all of our starters look amazing. I really think this last year should have been our year. This year is really going to be our year. I'll tell you one thing, though. This was my year for making videos. In which case, you're free to like, favorite, share, and hit that subscribe button. I could really use the support on YouTube. See how I worked that in there? I'm humbled I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy for today. I'm hopeful we all have a wonderful Sunday. And remember, if any of you guys ever want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear, and I'll always have your back. So, take care, everybody.